Throughout the history of weapons, there are examples that have become more than just instruments of war. Their silhouettes are instantly recognizable, their traces can be seen on every continent, and their influence is felt across dozens of conflicts, separated by thousands of kilometers and decades. One such example was the RPG-7A rocket-propelled grenade launcher that became a symbol of both resistance and the destructive power of infantry on the battlefield. It became a kind of equalizer, giving the soldier on the ground a fighting chance against armor, steel, and machines designed for dominance. The RPG-7 is a weapon that engenders controversy, legend, fear, and respect. Its silhouette flickers across the chronicles of the Vietnam War, echoes through the echoes of Afghanistan, and becomes a shadow in the street battles of the Middle East. It is familiar to both regular armies and guerrilla movements. It appears where war becomes personal, and every position on the ground is a matter of life and death. Paradoxically, a design created nearly 6 decades ago remains relevant, flexible, terrifyingly effective, and adapted to modern conflict. The RPG-7's durability stems from more than just the grenade's destructive power. This weapon is a perfect balance of simplicity and engineering precision. It has no unnecessary parts, no complex systems requiring careful handling, no high-tech components that can be damaged by sand or moisture. Yet every element from the nozzle to the sight was designed to allow the shooter to quickly load, fire, reposition, and be ready for action again. The creation of the RPG-7 is a further evolution of one of the most successful trends in Soviet design, weapons that give soldiers maximum capabilities with minimal resources. It was based on the principle that later made famous the AK-47 reliability above all else, but the grenade launcher had to be more than just reliable. It had to be impressively powerful, capable of penetrating the armor of tanks, which were becoming increasingly thicker and more sophisticated, and this challenge was achieved in a surprisingly elegant way, through the combination of a jet engine, a super-caliber warhead, and a well-thought-out barrel design. Today, the RPG-7 is no longer a relic of the past, but a weapon that remains in service in dozens of countries. It is modernized, new ammunition is produced for it, and it is used both in war and in training modern units. And even when precision-guided missiles, drones, and intelligent systems appear on the battlefield, the RPG-7 remains that same simple, yet monstrously effective tool, capable of changing the outcome of a battle with just one shot. The history of the RPG-7 began in the late 1950s, when Soviet designers needed to create a universal anti-tank weapon for infantry. The Korean War demonstrated that tanks were becoming faster, better protected, and more technologically advanced. A weapon was needed that could not only penetrate modern armor, but also give infantrymen mobility, the ability to operate autonomously, quickly change positions, and engage vehicles in dynamic combat situations. The RPG-7's predecessor was the RPG-2A simple and highly reliable grenade launcher. However, its armor penetration was no longer satisfactory for military analysts. A weapon capable of engaging new generation targets was needed. This led to the idea of a rocket-propelled grenade launcher fired from a tube with an expansion chamber. Engineers chose a super-caliber grenade design. The warhead's diameter exceeded that of the tube. This allowed them to accommodate a more powerful shaped charge crater while maintaining the weapon's overall compactness. The work was carried out under the supervision of the State Instrument-Making Design Bureau. The engineers strove to create a design that even an untrained soldier could master. The result was striking in its logic. A steel tube, a smooth bore, a minimal set of mechanisms, an optical sight with basic range and crosswind adjustments, everything exactly where it was needed, and nothing unnecessary. In 1961, the RPG-7 was accepted into service with the Soviet Army, and from there, its journey began. At first glance, the RPG-7 is an extremely simple weapon, but behind this simplicity lies decades of engineering. The grenade launcher consists of several key components: a barrel tube, a nozzle, a grenade attachment, a trigger mechanism, sights, and a shroud that protects the shooter from heat. The barrel is smooth and made of steel. It withstands the high temperatures of the rocket's ejector and has a distinctive expansion near the breech, the so-called rocket chamber. This chamber ensures the grenade's safe launch by diverting gases to the rear and generating the correct pressure. The most important part is the grenade. In the RPG-7, It combines the booster motor and the warhead. After the trigger is pulled, the primer primes the booster propellant, propelling the grenade out of the barrel, and once it reaches a safe distance, it activates the sustainer motor, a small rocket element that stabilizes its flight and maintains speed over distance. The impeller deploys within a fraction of a second, ensuring stable rotation. The classic PG-7V grenade could penetrate up to 260 millimeters of homogeneous armor. For the 1960s, this was an impressive result. Later, versions with tandem charges were developed, capable of penetrating the dynamic armor of modern tanks, thermobaric ammunition, fragmentation, and anti-fortification rounds. The arsenal expanded exponentially, making the RPG-7 not just a grenade launcher, but an entire platform. One of the secrets to the RPG-7's effectiveness is its PG-07 optical sight. It doesn't just magnify the image. It provides the shooter with ready-made range adjustment scales, taking into account the ballistics of a specific grenade. For infantry weapons of the 1960s, this was a huge technological leap forward. Even without a modern rangefinder, a trained shooter could confidently hit targets at distances of up to 300–500 meters. Over time, the grenade launcher also received modern sights night vision, thermal imaging, and collimator. This further demonstrated its versatility. The design allowed for expanded capabilities without major modifications. The first major war where the grenade launcher made its mark was Vietnam. In the jungle, amid dense vegetation and grueling firefights, the RPG-7 became one of the guerrillas' most important tools. It allowed them to ambush American vehicles, launch surprise attacks, and then quickly escape. Its simple design was ideal for conditions where dirt, moisture, and lack of maintenance quickly rendered any sophisticated weapon inoperable. But the RPG-7's true glory came in Afghanistan. Its grenades destroyed infantry fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers, fortifications, fire positions, and even helicopters, if they landed a successful hit. Afghan mujahideen quickly realized that this weapon could accomplish tasks that previously required specialized equipment. The RPG-7 became a symbol of asymmetric warfare, a weapon used by the weaker side that offers a chance to defeat a stronger adversary. In the 1990s, the grenade launcher appeared in Chechnya and later in Iraq, Syria, and Africa. It became a staple of urban combat, where distances are short and targets appear suddenly. With each new conflict, the weapon demonstrated the same trait: its robust design and astonishing versatility. Perhaps the RPG-7's greatest advantage is its adaptability. Dozens of grenade variants have been developed for it, including penetrators, tandem grenades, rocket-propelled grenades, and thermobaric grenades. Modifications of the grenade launcher, the RPG-7D, paratrooper, RPG-7V1, and RPG-7W receive improved sights, lightweight tubes, and new materials. Western companies later produced their own versions, including models with polymer tubes and improved optical systems. Some of these are used by special forces around the world. Today, the RPG-7 is more than a weapon. It is an icon, a symbol, a lasting element of military history. It has become part of conflicts that have shaped the politics of entire regions. It has survived the Cold War, the era of modern local conflicts, the transition to the era of drones and precision strikes, but has not lost its relevance. Its cult status is due to several factors. First, its incredible reliability. The RPG-7 works where other systems fail. Second, its versatility. Dozens of ammunition types allow it to solve a variety of tasks, from combating armored vehicles to destroying buildings or fortifications. Third, its widespread use. Hundreds of thousands of grenade launchers are in circulation worldwide, and grenade production is established on several continents. But there's another aspect: its cinematic quality. The RPG-7 has become a staple of films, news reports, and documentaries. Its silhouette is recognizable even to those who've never held a gun. Its launcher blast, the whistle of a grenade, and its distinctive shape have become part of visual culture. Today, the RPG-7 is used in over 80 countries. It remains a weapon of regular armies, special forces, and irregular forces. It still holds its place in 21st century conflicts. And while modern tanks are constantly improving their protection, the RPG-7 continues to evolve. New grenades are being developed, sights are being improved, and composite materials are being introduced. Surprisingly, this weapon, developed in the early 1960s, remains among the most sought after. It embodies the engineering genius of the time and innovation so profound that it has survived eras and changed the very nature of combat. The RPG-7 is a weapon that will endure in history, in the present, and judging by its adaptability, in the future. A legend that has stood the test of time. A legend that needed only one shot to change the course of countless wars.